Sea of Thieves. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. From acclaimed developer Rare comes a shared world adventure game that offers the ultimate pirate experience. Packed to the seams with sailing and exploring, fighting and plundering, riddle solving and treasure hunting, Sea of Thieves has everything you need to live the pirate life you've always dreamed about.
I've been trying to play this game since round about 7 PM this evening, and I hope to get about 7 or 8 hours in, and that just hasn't happened. We've got about an hour and a half in because the game launch has been a complete and utter disaster. The servers, when they were up, when we first got in, were so laggy it was virtually unplayable. Then all of a sudden things stopped happening in the game. Ships started sinking for no reason, and then the servers went down. The servers stayed down for hours and hours and hours, then eventually came back up for about 45 minutes, then went down yet again. It's been an absolute shambles. It was so bad that because I couldn't even get in the game, I decided to record my part 1 WAB simply of the error screen, because I'd spent more time in the error screen than in the actual game. Here's a clip of what was actually going to go out, and the servers just come online before I managed to release this, so I've scrapped it. But here's a clip. This is how I was feeling at the time after paying £50 for this game and being unable to bring you any decent review of it. I can't wait to play this game that I've paid £50 for, but unfortunately I can't play the game. You know why I can't play the game? It's because the servers aren't up. On launch day, the servers just don't work. They don't work. They've tweeted saying we've stopped new players from joining. It's because of the lag. Because the lag is just believable. Because this £50 game that's been out in beta test for months. They've had stress tests, open beta, closed beta, you beta. They've had everything. They know how many people have bought the game, and it still doesn't work. So you get the idea with that. So anyway, as the servers came back online, we got in. 4 of us were playing. Yep, we had a bit of fun. The game isn't any different to what it was in beta, other than the fact that we have seen more quests available. And it's slightly different types of quests as well, but essentially it's the same old stuff so far. But bear in mind, I'm very early doors with this game. We're at the very early stages of the game, and this is only the part 1 of the review. It's more of a first impressions, this video. I'll be doing the rest of the review with the thumb up or down. Well, I'm going to thumb it up or down now on basis of what I've seen so far, and you can pretty much guess where this is going. But probably Friday, maybe Monday, Tuesday at the latest, I'll be finishing the review of this because we'll have played it a lot more. But it's pretty much exactly as I remember it in beta. The ship combat is pretty basic compared to the likes of Black Wake. Very arcadey, it's all cartoony, and it doesn't really take itself seriously, to be honest. But it is fun. We tried to steal a guy's ship, and we did a full speed ram, and me and I think it was Alex dived off the ship at the wrong time and overshot the enemy ship.
Alright, straight on. Right, yeah, right.
We're gonna get them!
We've had some good blast outs with other ships as well. We've had some melee combat on their ships. We've boarded a ship, we stole a ship. But I have to say the melee combat's pretty shit in this game. You can simply run backwards at the same speed that you run forward. So if I've got a sword and I'm running at somebody with a gun, they just need to walk backwards and constantly reload the gun, and they're going to just kite you. It's ridiculous. Another thing I don't like is the respawn is far too short. If you take somebody's ship, we found this ship in Anchor, and the crew was off the ship, and we tried to steal the ship with whatever treasure was on board, and we did have a big fight with the crew and we killed them, but they respawned on their ship 30 seconds later, and so it's a constant respawning of the crew every 30 seconds. You don't have enough time to raise anchor, get your ship alongside them, or take the treasure off, or steal their ship away. And even if you do steal their ship, they still keep respawning on it. There needs to be a bigger punishment for leaving your ship unattended. And allow. I mean, it's Sea of Thieves, you know, not Sea of Gentlemen. You know, we're going to steal ships. We're going to steal your treasure. That's part and parcel of being a pirate. It's not about griefing people. It's about playing the game as a pirate. And you know, we want to be able to steal ships and that. I mean, you know, the respawning should be 2 minutes. It shouldn't be 30 seconds. There's a few things like that that need changing, in my opinion. I'll go into that in a bit more detail in the next video. The graphics still look great. I do like the cartoony feel. The sea looks awesome at times, and it does give you that little bit of sense of adventure when you're on the high seas and there's really high waves and you spot a ship and you're plotting a course for them. It is quite cool, but it has to be said, a lot of the islands just look the same, so you lose the sense of exploration. You know, you don't get that buzz when you see a new island. It's just kind of, well, that's the same as the last one and the last one and the last one. So it does get a bit bland. It does seem a bit basic, this game, especially when you can get Black Wake for $14.99, which is way better as far as ship combat goes. It is more buggy, I'll give you that, but at least it fucking works. So overall, I'm totally unimpressed by the way the game has launched. I highly recommend you don't touch this with a barge pole at the minute. It's £50, which is a huge amount of money to pay for a game that spends most of its time saying, I'm sorry, there is a problem, you can't get into the servers, try again later. That's just ridiculous for a game that's just launched today, that had all this forewarning of how many players there are. And let's be honest, we're not talking about an MMO here. We're not talking about hundreds of players on the same server. We're talking about a crew of 4 and a handful of other ships sailing around the map. You know, the logistics aren't exactly massive. It's just pretty much a shambles, and it's just ridiculous that we're having all these problems. So I wanted to do this video because people have be wondering where the next video is coming from, and I had promised Sea of Thieves. It's just a shame that I haven't had the hours in it, simply because the game has just been broken. I allocated my time today for this and I wasn't able to do it. I'm doing A Way Out later this week as well, which is probably going to interfere with the rest of me playing of Sea of Thieves, so I'll probably have that review out before I get part 2 of this out. So expect, like I said before, part 2 of this maybe Friday or maybe Monday. But I'll try and get it out as soon as possible once I've had a good play with the content and can answer a few more questions, like what's it like solo, what's it like as a duo, and you know, is it worth a buy? At this moment in time, it ain't worth a buy. Don't touch it with a barge pole. It's just a f***ing mess.